What is going on, you guys? It is your boy, Cyrus Obsidian, here at Obsidian Games, here to bring you another episode of Local Diaries. So let us swing into action. So for this episode of Local Diaries, we're taking a pendulum deck. We're going back-to-back pendulum decks here, and we're taking Solfachord with the K9 engine. We did post a video of a combo guide for Solfa Melodious. You can go ahead and check that out up here. That version was really good. It was very niche though. If combo didn't resolve, you're kind of dead in the water. This one I find a little bit easier to play because it's the K9 engine. K9 is just free into this format still. And you just bait out a lot with the K9 and then you can pop off a Solfa. But that's going to be the test of tonight. We'll see how far we can get with it. So let me show you the deck profile before we swing into action and rock the scales. All right, you guys, so here is our deck profile that we are rocking for today. For starters, we are playing 3 copies of Solfachord Primoa, 2 Solfeggia, 3 copies of Gracia, 1 Cutia, 1 Dreamia, and 1 Coolia. I think playing with the K9 engine, this is like as standard as you want to keep it. There were times where I thought about upping the Cutia just for consistency's sake, being able to search out Solfeggia and comboing off that way, or even like searching off Primoa or the Dreamia. But I kind of wanted to see the K9 engine a little bit more, or hand interruptions, so we went with 1 Cutia. Down the line I might update though. Lastly, for spells, 3 Happiness and 1 Elegance. I think that's all you really need. To play this deck to its fullest ability, like when this deck pops off, it's crazy. K9 engine is the K9 engine, so I will breeze through with 3 Azuna, 3 Jokul, 1 Lantern, 1 Lupus, 1 Case, 1 X-Force Release, and then honorary Chaotic Elements. There were definitely times I thought about playing 2 and 2. To just kind of help with consistency again, but I felt like this might have been just a little bit better just playing this, because I'd rather see the Chaotic Elements to search Jokul, because Jokul and Gracia are what get this deck popping off. Whereas Case can really get me anything, Chaotic specifically gets me the Jokul, which is what we need for this version at least. And then our hand interruptions, we're playing the 3 copies of Fulos with 3 copies of Ash, because you know it's a must-have. We decided to main thrust with talents. We don't have any traps that we search or set off of this outside of one of 3 copies of Imperm. We play the talents because we're kind of expecting hand interruptions to where we can search out talents and add it to hand and use it. But that's if we see other K9s. Otherwise, we also rounded out. Otherwise, we're setting Imperms, but we also are playing 1 copy of Call By and Cross Out. I know it's not a lot of names that we're searching here. For Cross Out, it's mainly just to hit Fuelos, really. Because this deck into Fuelos sucks. So, to hit Fuelos is definitely the must. The extra deck kind of will look like the Vanquish Soul that we've always been playing, with Silent Honor Arc, Nash, 1 copy of Ripper, 1 Valen, 1 Jax. I know a lot of people may not like Jax, but I kind of like Jax making it off of X-Force, because it's X-Force is 1 pop, Jax is another pop on the summon. I like it. I know it's niche, but I like it. The Silent Underdark, because it's just really good in my opinion. 1 Xyz Nash Knight. We're playing Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Kind of just testing it as a closer piece for the deck, but honestly I don't think the deck needs it. I just like it. 1 K9 X Werewolf for the X-Force release. We're making one of these 2. Just really depends what we need in the moment. We're playing 1 IP, 1 Beyond the Pendulum. How I've missed being able to make this thing. Can't tell you. 1 SP, 1 Exceed. Same here. Miss making this. The bread and butter of this deck, which is Grand Solfachord Coolia, the card that is an end-board piece, and then 1 Access Code for, again, closing out games. Since we do make a lot of light and dark link monsters, it's just 2 attributes, so it's good enough. And then the K9 engine puts in a lot of work, so This isn't like a finalized extra deck. This is just kind of like the extra deck we're testing for tonight. Otherwise, like, because I want to put a Typhon, I want to put a Zeus, I want to put in a second copy of Coolia in the extra deck. Now, there's a lot of things that I would like to play, but I'm kind of testing this out to see like what the utility box is, what do I need, and then we go from there. For the side, we're playing 2 copies of Ghost Bell. I wanted to main this so badly just because Ghost Bell is really great this format, but I just couldn't. It was either we take out thrusts and the talents, put in the Ghost Bell to put us at 40 rather than the 41 the deck is at, or we main thrust and talent for when we go second and just play it that way. So that's kind of what I lean towards. We also side 3 copies of Droll Lockbird because Mitsurugi is a thing. Then we're playing 3 copies of Lightning Storm, 3 copies of Raigeki, 1 Duster, 1 Dark Ruler, 1 D-Bearer, and 1 Blackout Lats. All of this is primarily for the Yummy matchup and the matchups where like the K9 engine just sucks. But also these 2 are just really great cards, calling when going first with the thrusts to be able to help us break a board, wherever that board may be. But yeah, that is our profile for Solfachord K9. I'm super excited to take this version of the deck to locals. I know we showed the K9 or the Solfa Melodious, but honestly, I think this version is just a little bit better in my opinion. So, but we'll take it to locals and see how far we can get.
What's up, you guys? Here we are at Duke City. We have just finished round 1. Round 1 we played against K9 Crystron with the Artifact Lock, which I didn't find out till game 3. Game 1, we and Dyro go first. We drew every single one of in existence in the deck. We passed. Like, we had Lupus, Tactics, Coolia, the Raimi. Was not good. Was not good. Game 2, we actually were able to pop off a little bit. We weren't able to establish full board. We just had enough to control the board. That's what we did. Game 3, we played into his hand, and he had talents again. He had Ash. He had it all. And we just weren't able to push through it enough. So we ended up taking the L there. But like, again, he had the Artifact Lock. I saw him going for it because he went first, obviously. And just seeing him go for it, I was like, no, 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 give me a fighting chance. And nope. He locks me. Artifacts locks me. Man, I'm like, maybe we put the stupid Durandal in the extra deck so we can use that to out it, but it's not even worth it. But it is what it is. So that's round 1 though. We still have 2 more rounds, I think. Maybe. We'll see. A lot of people are dropping, and I don't know, they might change it, so we'll see. Round 2, not so much better. We play against Artmage. Game 1, we brick so hard. Just saw the one-ups again, pass. Game 2, we open Promo. He imperms Promo, but we had an imperm and a Droll ourselves, so that was enough to stabilize the board, make it come back to us. But then he passed my scale. So I lose out on scale, so I can't pendulum summon after I activated Beyond. So we make the Grand Solfachord Coolia, place Coolia in scale. Thinks of it as odd, but I'm like, okay, Grand Solfachord's Omni is turned on since there's a scale 1, which is odd. So we're like, okay, we'll survive, maybe. And no. He had enough to just blow through my board and just... So we have 2 rounds. So it was 4 rounds since there was enough people for 4, and then even though they dropped, still got to play the 4. So we might drop though after next round. So we'll see. All right, so round 3 we played against Stun. Game 1 we win the die roll, and this time we're able to pop off. So we pop off, set up the ultimate board with IP, Coolia, other Coolia, the Scaled in the Gate, Ripper, Nash Knight. It was great. And we also had X-Force release set with Imperm, so we're definitely cooking. Game 2, he goes first. He locks me out summoning, so we immediately just go next game. I didn't draw any board breakers. We had double Joe Cool, Ash, and something else. But anyways, game 3, wash, rinse, repeat, make same board. Played it a little weird, better. We still played under nib just in case. He did manage to crack my board though, which Ultimate Slayer, Super Poly. Yeah, that was a thing. So he was able to clear my board, except for Nash Knight. And then we Nash Knight stole his monster. So that way he couldn't summon lock me again with the vanities. Then he Typhon, bounced it back, left my board empty, but we drew for turn, we drew Solfachord. We had Jokul, Izuna, Solfachord, we special Solfachord, treated it, get Promoa, search, and we just comboed off from there and just made enough points for damage. And we took it from there. So finally got our first win. Yay! One more round. I'll stick around. Last and final round, we play against Gimmick Puppet. Game 1, we didn't open the greatest. So we ended up taking the no, we made a comeback. He forgot to go to battle phase and attack, and I drew for turn. Oh no, we still skipped. We still skipped. Game 2, we went first this time, and we went first. This time we did full combo, and he just couldn't break through. We had Ripper, Nash, X-Force, Imperm, Grand Solfachord, 2 double Solfachia, so we were able to use one and then use the other for Grand Solfa. We had the Coolia, the Do Solfachord Coolia. Yeah, we had enough. Game 3, he went first. We drilled him on his first draw. He set up Photon Lord pass. We Imper Photon Lord on our turn, and we just were gassing as much as we could to bait out whatever he had. Made Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon with Grand Solfachord Coolia on the board. Battle, and we just swung for game. So I mean, we were set in that regard. So we ended the night 2-2. We ain't topping for sure. Just tiebreakers aren't in our favor, but deck performed pretty well except for when it didn't. I did realize after the matter that I did not have 1-for-1 in the deck. So if you're wanting to play the deck, 1-for-1 is a definite must. So you can up it to 42, or you replace whatever the 41st is for 1-for-1 and call it a day. Because 1-for-1, I think definitely would have elevated the deck just a bit more in consistency. Having another QTM maybe too as well after tonight. So we're going to workshop it a bit just to see how far we can push the deck a little bit more. But that's it for this Local Diaries, everyone. Stay tuned for the one on Friday. That one I'm super excited about. Because this is an old deck that has terrorized the meta before, so we're going to take it with a spin on it, or at least with a modern spin. I don't know if it's going to be a modern spin, whatever. I've never played the deck before, so it'll be my first time piloting it, but I've played against it a lot, so take with that as you may. But that's it. Pass it over to you.